To the Entrepreneur Dojo. I'm Dave Espino and my partner here, James Renuff. And we're excited today to be talking about information products. That happens to be our specialty for both of us, and we love information products. So tonight we want to talk about how you can turn your knowledge into income. And both of us have done that pretty well. Hold on one second. I'm getting a little, there we go. And so today we're talking about information products, how you can turn your knowledge into income. Both James and I have done that very, very well over the years. And I just love information products, you know, James. It's just such an awesome way to make a living, teaching what you know, teaching your knowledge, teaching the stuff that you've had experience with. I think you feel the same way, right?
Yeah, I think that's one thing. If people haven't done that before, they need to realize that they have something to offer. So many people say, well, I'm not an expert. Like this whole notion of being an expert and having some kind of validation or degree behind you or whatever. That's not the case. I mean, everybody has gone through something. Everybody has some kind of skill. And even if you're not a so-called quote unquote expert, you are somehow a step above someone else or step further down the path of someone else. Maybe something that you're passionate about, and maybe something that you start to get into, whatever it is. But this is the biggest opportunity in my lifetime that I've seen for you to monetize ideas, monetize information, because it's about putting things together. It's about you. It's about Dave. It's about James. It's about the person listening. Their packaging of that information, because we live in a world where there is no lack of information anymore. Now it's about the packaging of it. And you can do that with your own style, your own flair, and you can monetize that. So there is no question of if it can be done. The question is, are you going to realize your value and start charging for it? You're on mute, Dave.
I said exactly. The beautiful thing about the information products business is it's literally you. You're selling you. You're selling your knowledge, your experience, your skills. But what's awesome is you get to package it into one product or a course, right? And then you get to sell that over and over and over again. I got to tell you about my first experience selling information. I don't know if I've told you the story, James, but my best friend and I used to draw these comic books. And what we did was we drew these comic books about our friends at school. And now they weren't the most flattering comic books about our friends. I mean, we were like, my friend and I, we were, how can I put this? We were kind of like Beavis and Butthead or kind of like Wayne and Garth, you know, from Wayne's World or whatever. We were like those guys, right? And so we kind of made fun of all of our friends in these comic books. But they loved it because, you know, when you're a teenager, I mean, you get off on that stuff. And so we started making these, and I think we sold them for like $5 for the comic book. And so all we would do is photocopy what we did. And there were little cartoons and stuff like that. Oh no, it was $5 for the comic book plus cassette tape. So we acted out some of these things on audio. Okay. And so it was $5. And so it was like a comic book and a cassette. We'd make like sound effects and all this stuff, right? We dramatize it. And so the bottom line though is that our friends started to like, when's the next one, Dave? When are you guys coming out with the next one? Because it was about them. It was interesting to them. It was about their story. And even though we were making fun of them, they had to get the next issue because they had to know, like, what are these guys doing now? Like, who are they making fun of now, right? And so that was my first experience taking something that was here and putting it into, in that case, physical form and actually selling it. And I was like, wow, we could actually sell something that came, like we could sell our ideas, you know, in physical form. And so all we would do is we had one of those, you know, cassette duplicating machines. We'd have the master and we'd duplicate the cassettes and we'd sell them at school. And that was my
That's
first
crazy.
experience. Yeah, it was my first experience selling information products. But now cool thing today is you don't have to create a physical product, right? Now it's all digital. Now it's so much easier I mean, you're not really even duplicating. You're creating one product that you can sell over and over and over again. And it's that simple, really.
Yeah, I mean I had not heard that story before from you, and that's awesome. I question, what have you not done? You've done so much, in so many different things, and it's awesome that you truly are someone that has been an entrepreneur from a very young age. But for some people, they're in whatever their 40s, 50s, 60s, and beyond, that have never kind of had the entrepreneur bug, and an entrepreneur can sound kind of scary for people, but really you can create something. And I mean, look at us now, we're creating a video live, right? People could
Right.
be making videos, whether or not people like to be on videos is another thing, but you can get out
Exactly.
there without a list, without being known, without a following. Some people say, I don't have a following, so therefore I can't do this. You can always make excuses, but we've never had a better time where you can get in front of potentially thousands or millions of people and express whatever your idea is, whatever it is you want to talk about, that, and you can monetize it. So I really want to just kind of stress in this particular video that the opportunity is there, and really whatever subject you want to talk about, there's an opportunity for you, because it's not just now about talking about, okay, make money online or whatever the niche is. There's so many different paths, right? You can do a whole thing on Instagram. Well, it's not just Instagram anymore. It's Instagram influencing, and it's Instagram, like there's 100 different branches that you can go down. And in my opinion, the more niched you get, the better. Um,
Yeah.
and so really you can get as deep into whatever it is, whatever facet you want to get into. I mean, look at Dr. Mike in our interview yesterday. He part of what he does is he's kind of the guru to medical people.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, he has a medical background, but my point is that wow, that's kind of neat. Like I never even thought about that. A kind of a marketing guy, marketing guru just for the medical crowd. That's his own little niche, and maybe there's other players that do that, but that just even that epiphany yesterday, I'm like, wow, that's a whole business in and of itself, just being marketer to medical people.
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. And teaching them how to market their medical practice, and the way that he's done, pretty amazing. There's niches everywhere. And now it may not rhyme, but there's an old saying: the riches are in the niches. The
the
riches are in the
reaches are in the
niches.
niches.
Maybe we're talking about art or writing with Nietzsche, but but the point is, yeah, the riches are in the niches, and the more you can niche down, and the more specialized your content is, the more you can find that perfect audience that wants that niche content, that wants that perfect content that's just for them. And now you're off to the races. You've got a business. So we want to just encourage you to make sure that, hey, you understand you can put your knowledge, your skills, your experience into an online course, and you could start marketing that course. And by the way, now in 2020, you don't even really need to develop an audience. There are online course platforms that bring the audience to you. There are online course platforms that act like an eBay of online courses, or an Amazon of online courses. And these websites, they drive traffic to their site, and then people search for the topic that they want, and then they find your course and buy it. And I've had some good success with a new platform called mastermind.com, where I just put my courses up. Now, granted, I have quite a few courses, right? But I was adding up, I was doing one of my favorite things, and it's counting my money yesterday. And in the last about 15 days, I've made $710 just with my courses on this brand new platform that hasn't even gotten off the ground yet, really. It's really, I think, a month or two old. It's brand new. And that is just one platform out of over a dozen platforms that I have my courses on. So all of these platforms, they bring you the traffic, they bring you the sales, And so once you have one course, guess what? You can put it on up to a dozen platforms, that same one course, and get paid multiple checks, let's say, which they're not checks. You get paid via PayPal or direct transfer to your bank account. I almost think like checks would be more fun, right? to at least show something, right? But every month, man, I'm getting paid by over a dozen different online course platforms. I'm getting payments every single month, month in, month out. And whether I work or not, whether I play, whether I'm at church, no matter where I am or what I'm doing, I'm getting paid. And you can do the same thing. I'm not any different or any, special or anything like that. I just learned a long time ago, as you heard in the story, that, wow, I could get paid for what's in here by putting it into a format that people will want to consume, and it's
Yeah.
that powerful.
And it can be any format. I mean, it can be video, it can be membership site, could be a PDF, all kinds of different ways that you can monetize that.
Yeah.
And just the opportunities now. And I think we wanted to keep it short tonight, Dave, but just to reiterate to you, and on this channel we have some, like we talked over an hour yesterday with Dr. Mike, and we're gonna have some shorter videos, some longer ones. But one thing we want to promote is that we're taking consistent action. So we're here as best we can, multiple times a week, and we think you need to do that to build your dreams. Is go after something, daily if possible, because it will happen for you. So this is kind of a motivation type video too, but it's absolutely imperative that you understand that you can do it. And if it takes us telling you that, then if that helps, great. But we mean that with 100% sincerity, that you can do well online with wherever you are, and whatever age, sex, religion, wherever you are in the world, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. And that's a wonderful thing.
It is. It is just such an amazing time we live in, right? In 2020 right now, such an amazing time with regard to technology and how one person can get their message out to the whole world, using the right techniques and strategies and whatnot. And it's a powerful time to be able to create an information business, sell your information in online courses and digital products, PDFs, ebooks, etc. It's an awesome business. By the way, by the year 2025, the online course business will be a $325 billion business. 325 billion, right? And the other statistic,
I just want one of those billions. I just
yeah,
want
I'll take one of those. I got dibs on 1 billion. And another little stat before we wrap up is that every second that passes by, there's 81,000 searches on Google. Every single second. Just imagine that. Now, if there's 81,000 searches per second happening on Google, chances are good you can provide some of the information they're looking for, right? Chances are good that what at least a fraction of those people are looking for, the information. So you can put yourself on the other side of those searches and be the provider of information instead of the seeker of information. And there's a tidal wave that's just constant. I mean, I did this research a year ago, and it was 46,000 searches a second. And right now it's 81,000 searches a second. So it's only growing. And the need for information, for quality information, that's been put into a systematized course is really, really big, especially right now that so many people are home and they're researching and they're looking for things that they can do. And how can I work from home? How can I do this? There's a huge shift right now to online, and you're in the right place at the right time to be able to create your course, your information product, your digital product, and make all kinds of money from that as well.
Well, I couldn't have said it any better, Dave. So I think that's great for tonight, and hopefully we provided some inspiration for you, and we will see you next time.
Yeah. We'll be here every night. So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and let us know what you think about the information products business. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear what you'd like to hear from us, what we can provide, what kind of information we can provide. I mean, we can just go on and talk about all kinds of things, but we'd rather serve you with what you're looking for as well. So have a great evening, everybody. And it's been great chatting with you, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Bye.